Soon everyone, welcome to a new stream, or a new game I suppose. Today is the release, or the full release, of Divinity Original Sin 2. It came out at early access today. I've been meaning to play this for a really long time. I know I did have a Divinity Original Sin 1 co-op game that I was playing for a while. It kind of just tapered off, but I've played a little bit of it offline. I wasn't able to beat it, but I did have a lot of fun playing it. Maybe I'll go back to it. I feel like I definitely should, but for now, I picked up Divinity Original Sin 2 because I've been dying to play this one as well. I'm one of those. I wouldn't say I'm a completionist. You know, I get through a game halfway, start stuttering, and I have trouble finishing. You know, I'm not a finisher, I have to say. But we're gonna try our best with this game, and I'm just looking forward to it. I'm going into it pretty blind. I wanted to avoid the early access stuff, and now that things are finally in full release, I thought it's probably a good time to, just really get into it. So let's start. So story, single player. I looked around the forums and people were saying that tactician mode in Divinity 2 is actually like pretty tough. Like you need to min-max your character a little bit, and I don't think I'm ready just yet. So for this playthrough, let's go with a classic Divinity experience, and this, I would say this is probably like a normal encounter. I would assume that's what it's like. So let's go with classic. I'm not gonna go with tactician. I've seen a lot of streams, a lot of people have been playing tactician, and my first thought was, alright, if these streamers are playing it, like, you can watch that, but we're not there. I'm not there. So now I kind of looked through this area, and there was a lot of different things you can do to customize your character. So you could have, like a custom class, male, female, or whatever. So you could have the dwarf, the elves, the humans, lizards. Like there's some cool classes. The undead, which I thought was pretty neat. So you can have undead dwarf, undead elf, undead human, lizards, and then you have these characters which are basically preset classes. The origin characters have rich personal background stories that allow you to experience the full extent of the Divinity Original 2 tag system. Note that custom characters don't have origin stories. So these are sort of preset characters that have like a background and a personality to them. And I thought that was actually really interesting, just simply due to the fact that, in Divinity Original Sin 1, you kind of defined your own characteristics, depending on how you did your speeches and which options you chose. You could be like altruistic, or charismatic, or passionate, or whatever, right? And I think with this it might be a little bit different. You determine your origin. So the different origins are, there's a beast. So your failed rebellion against the queen nearly destroyed you, so you began a new life on the high seas. Now your old enemy is back. If you don't stop her, no one will. So there's actually some plot to it. I don't actually know how ingrained into the actual game it is, but it's actually pretty interesting. Now you can play as the Fane as well. You woke up and your world was gone, the last of your kind. You hide behind a charmed mask, searching for the truth about a history that no one knew existed. Now these are still, like the beast is a dwarf. The Fane is, it looks like an undead human. And then you could also be this guy, so Ethan Ben Mezd. So a crusader in Lucian's army. You lost your faith as war claimed countless innocents. Now you're a lone wolf mercenary. Your mission, kill Lucian's son. This one, Lowe's, you're a musician, performer, star, and host to all manner of disembodied visitors. Now one dark voice has silenced them all and aims to claim your body for itself. The Red Prince, you are infamous, a brilliant warrior general exiled from his empire for cavorting with demons. Fallen from grace, you refuse to give up. The throne will be yours again. So I'm probably going to pick one of these origin stories. I can't decide which one. I'm interested in Fane, because I don't think you can play as the undead in Original Sin 1. So this seems pretty cool, and not only that, you can listen to the origin stories. I feel like this is the best way to play, because they have voice acting, they have all kinds of cool stuff. So, for example, for Fane.
Oh, don't stare. How would you look after eons in some ghastly crypt? Your people are rather prone to death. Mine are not. Yet when I emerged from my completely unjustified imprisonment, I found them gone. Our culture forgotten. Any trace of the world I knew all but obliterated. I must even hide my true face beneath an ever-shifting mask for fear you savages will attack me. That is how I wander this strange world. Trying to uncover the truth about a history you primitive people never even knew existed.
That is so cool. Like, just how cool is that, you know? So we are undead. We are ingenious. So I kind of like the origin story of Fane. And it'd be kind of ironic if you played as like an undead cleric. Because it'd be so ironic. It'd be such a stupid build. I don't want to do that, but I just thought it was kind of silly because the undead lets you heal from poison, but regular healing will damage you instead, right? Now, I don't want to play as the lone wolf because I do want party members. The beast is interesting. He seems to be like a dwarf mage of some sort. At least those are his talents. Can I switch up his talents actually? Yeah, I guess I could edit his skills, so I don't necessarily have to stick with these. So I could actually customize Fane, but still have like skills I want. Now there are some other characters that are interesting as well. I kind of like the lizard. Kind of like her as well. Let's see what your origin story is.
All my life I've been a performer, a musician, beloved and celebrated by all. But I have a secret. I'm also a playground for sprites and spirits and worse. The voice that rings inside me now is darker than any that came before. Almost caused a bunch of my fans to rip each other to pieces. But you can trust me. I've got this under control. Step 1. Find out who, or what, is trying to take control of my mind. Step 2. Make it sorry it ever tried.
So she actually has a really interesting background story. But she's too peppy. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Whoa. That's not what I wanted to do. I don't know. The Red Prince. He seems pretty dope too.
Famed, of course, for my unique red skin and unparalleled skills as a general of the House of War, I, the Red Prince, was raised within the vast palaces of the fabled Forbidden City. I was destined to become the next emperor. But my ambitions suffered a bit of a setback when I fell from grace for cavorting with demons. Now, I'm exiled and hunted by assassins. But I assure you, I remain undaunted and as determined as ever to claim my rightful throne.
So I think I'm trying to decide between the Red Prince and Fane. I think I'm gonna lean towards Fane. I heard that I knew that the world of Divinity Original Sin, they're like pretty racist in general, right? So seeing an undead might trigger a lot of people. I feel like that would be kind of fun to roleplay. And let's try to add like a little bit of synergy. So let's see. I want a rogue who can maybe do some poison, and that way, if I'm lucky, I can just poison myself to heal. Who could do that? Okay, so let's pick the rogue, and then I can customize it a little. Appearance is fine, and I bet you can't even change the face, right? Facial features, huh? Oh, are there like afros? Huh. No afros. That's actually kind of disappointing. I was hoping to play another afro character. Oh, but this is pretty cool too. Oh, you look so dope! Let's see. I like this brewer color. I don't know if I want any hair, actually. Maybe just... No, I don't want any hair. I think just a plain skeleton head looks cool. Color, decomposed, antiquated, sun-baked, algae, nutmeg. Let's go with that. Preset. I want to edit this. Finesse. Damage with finesse-based weapons and skills. How much vitality you have. Okay, so I'm gonna remove one from finesse. Crit chance, initiative, and your ability to detect traps and find hidden treasures. What kind of... I feel like an undead rogue, like an assassin, would be pretty cool. So... I guess, yeah, double finesse, 1 constitution. Sure. Scoundrel, sneaking... Okay, now this is where I want to change it up a little. Physical damage. Attacking from a high ground. Movement speed and boost your crit. Fire damage. Water damage. Air damage. I want to be a geomancer. Because that has poison stuff, right? Abilities. I'm good at sneaking. A skeleton who's good at sneaking. That seems kind of odd. But I do want to be good at persuasion. Because I feel like if you're this ancient, you should be able, like, listen to the sound of his voice. He seems very charismatic. So I'm actually gonna increase my persuasion. So I'm gonna go with that. So I dual wield? I'm okay with dual wielding. Dual wielding, geomancer with some persuasion. Okay. Now my skills. Deals poison damage to enemies and undead allies around you and can poison them. Turns water, blood surfaces, and clouds into poison. You know what would be pretty sick, actually? If I somehow become like a rogue that can sneak up to somebody, spread poison around me so that I heal, and then they like get damaged from the poison. Okay, so I want poison dart. Cast a magical poisonous dart that does 7 to 8 poison damage and creates a puddle of poison. That seems pretty good. Contamination seems good too. Fortify is good. I guess I'll use it to buff my allies, but this guy is probably going into the front lines. While fortified, the target cannot be teleported. Let's go with that. Talents. What do I have? So right now I'm ingenious and undead. So it's kind of interesting. I think it's a good idea to pick the rogue because ingenious gives you 5% extra critical chance. And Is there anything else that can give me crits and stuff? Or no, I'm probably gonna try and run into them, right? Parry Master, 10% dodge while dual wielding. That seems pretty good. What else? Leech heals you when standing in blood. Nah. When sneaking, increase attack damage. I don't know about that. Combat Kid and be dexterous. Let's take Parry Master. 10% dodge seems like a pretty good value stat. And then it's kind of weird. I'm only creating one character. So I'm Fane. You woke up and your world was gone, the last of your kind. I am a human. I am a male and I am undead. These tags are pretty interesting. I am a mystic and a scholar. Cool. My instrument is the Bansuri, sure. And I'm actually gonna call myself Fane. Let's roleplay as this guy. Start. Beware, playing as an undead poses unique risks and benefits. Undead must veil their true selves from the living or risk being attacked. Healing potions and spells will damage you, while potion heals. Undead can pick locks with a bony finger alone and can survive the scourge of death fog. Why is there a warning? Is the game harder than usual while playing as an undead? Let's do it anyways. I'm okay with this. Let's get into it.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic.
Snow White?
And like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
Cool. I'm excited, man. I have to tell you. I am excited. Oh, these are the 5 characters. I see. New skill, 5 new skill points gained. 5 new recipes. What's with all this stuff? Is this me?
Well now, aren't you a curious sight? If I'd had a mask to hide my bones as well as yours, maybe I'd still be walking around today.
I'm wearing a mask? Oh, because I need to hide my face from, like, the people.
Where'd you get it? There can't be many curios like that in the world.
Boast that you crafted it yourself using a tool to rip the faces from mortal creatures. Tell the skull to mind its own business. You are not here to chat with human detritus. Look at the skull inquisitively. Is it normal for human remains to talk? I mean, I feel like I wouldn't be curious that a skull is talking. Would I boast about it? No, mind your own business, man.
No, you're here to be collared and shipped like a beast in a cage. Any other pile of bones and they'd suspect. But you, not even your yowl gives you away. I've never heard such silken tones from a naked skull.
Admit that your voice is something of a trick. Your words and tone are projected directly into the minds of others. Boast that you can make others hear the voice you want them to hear. You are that powerful. Ask the talking cranium if it knows what's happening on this ship. Let's ask.
How much do you think I get out? All I know is there are more like you. Well, not quite like you. But sorcerers collared on this tub, all heading to Fort Joy. Beyond that, your guess is as good as mine.
Interesting.
Still, you'd best keep that mask on. The living don't take kindly to seeing their future staring back at them.
Oh, where did I leave my calipers?
What do you mean, mask? Welcome to Divinity Original Sin 2. Click anywhere on the ground or hold left mouse button continuously to begin exploring. Holy crap, look at my mask! It's all kinds of weird. What? Press and hold middle mouse button while dragging to rotate the camera, zoom in or out using mouse scroll. Sure. I need to add some subtitles, I think. Audio, gameplay, show subtitles. And we need to add some highlights, I think. Accept. Okay. So L is lore.
Oh, everything's spick and span. Nothing left to do, really.
This is a journal. There's a lot of stuff. Okay, my story so far. Eons ago, I studied the Veil, a barrier of pure source hiding something in the universe. Alas, the king forbade my research, took me from my family, and sealed me in a tome. I woke up when some poor mortal uncovered my place of rest. I do feel quite bad for devouring his source. Alas, I was arrested before I could discover what happened to my wife, daughter, or people, but rumors suggest answers may lie in the black oil pits on Reaper's Coast. Or Reaper's Coast. I mean, how long has it been, right? Though he is a sorcerer and wears a source collar, Bishop Alexander continues to lead the Divine Order, as he is the son of Lucian and it is widely assumed he will succeed him as the next Divine. Why do I know all this stuff already? Lucian the... Oh my god. Lucian, the divine champion of the seven gods and savior of Rivellon, is dead. He sacrificed himself to defeat the forces of the void, leaving his son Alexander to preside over the next chapter of Rivellon's history. But Lucian's sacrifice did not buy peace. Instead, the years that followed were plagued by the menace of void woken. These beasts were drawn to source magic and left death and destruction in their wake. Incapable of wielding the divine powers that his father had at his disposal, Alexander has resorted to harsher measures in order to stop the void woken. A great pogrom has commenced against sorcerers, those who show the most skill in the manipulation of source. Encouraged by his most trusted advisor, Dallas, Alexander has decreed that all sorcerers must be resettled in isolated colonies where they cannot pose a threat to the rest of Rivellon. One such colony is the ancient island stronghold of Fort Joy. It is to this place that I, a captive sorcerer, am being sent. I guess he is a sorcerer. I am bound by a magical collar that cannot be removed. Oh, there's the collar. Okay.
And now you are silent. If only all humans were so thoughtful. How crude. I've seen more intricate design in a butcher's slab.
Now I have to warn you guys that I like to click all kinds of crap.
How crude. I've seen more intricate design in a butcher's slab.
It's a small tome. To read books or notes, open your inventory and interact with the object. This is your inventory. Everything you pick up or is stored here. Press right mouse buttons on objects in your inventory to find out what you can do with them.
Oh, where did I leave my calipers?
Okay, so I have a small poison bottle. That'll be good to heal me, I guess. I have a backpack. Okay. I have a poison flask. I have a tattered cowl. Okay, let me walk over here so no one can see me. There's an Encyclopedia Lucian in the black ring. Is this like a long book? No, that's it. Fane's notebook. I want to read this. Notebook is filled with meticulous notes observing the traits and habits of the mortal races. It details the foods they eat, the clothes they wear, and their speech patterns. It also includes some rather confused diagrams of their mating habits. in a small tome. We have too long presumed source as a virtuous part of civil society, yet we need look no further into the past than the Source King's reign to understand the havoc such magics may wreak. One day another order must follow in the Source Hunter's footsteps. Sorcerers must be muted. A new model of Source Callers provided by Redman is proving most effective. So, okay, here, Source Caller cannot be unequipped. Set Source muted. So we cannot use any magic, basically. What happens if I equip this? Oh, when I wear the cowl, they can't see my face? But the mask turns me into human, turn into a lizard, turn into an elf. Grants all kinds of skills, huh? So what happens if I... Okay, here's my original form. Turn into human.
Something has changed. You are you, but more. You are another, but not. You look to your hands, your belly, your feet. Flesh you don't know, molded into unfamiliar shapes. You cradle your aching head, where another's memories and wisdoms mix with your own.
What?
Your fingers trace a line from your head to your face, feeling not the creases of the mask, but the porous surface of new skin. You lower your arm, blink twice, and step forward in this new guise.
You learned a new skill, press K to open your skill panel. Innate skill, I can time warp. Target a character. Whenever this character ends a turn in combat, they immediately get a free turn. That's pretty cool. Encourage allies around you, increasing their primary attribute. These are my skills. Alright. So this is the mask of the shapeshifter. Let's go back to our original form. There you go. Alright, there's a person here. So let's talk to her. Magister Siwan. I can't steal that book, unfortunately.
Ah, you're up there. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
Dick.
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
You pull at the thing around your neck, futilely demand to know why she collared you. Muse that by the room's shape you can tell you're on a Lucian class frigate, but why? Say that you had a long black dream about a ship sailing the river of the dead, but you are not dead, are you? Let's go with the scholarly one. Try and get some information out of this.
Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been for several days.
Oh, that didn't tell us much.
Index fingers pressed to her lips. She pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
This narrator thing is pretty cool.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy.
That's Fort Joy where everybody is happy.
A new life awaits. And if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
Well, let's find out why we're collared.
Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Source spells of yours? See what happens.
Should we do it? Sure.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
You better stop before you hurt yourself. All will, but no result.
Interesting. So we can't cast any spells.
There you have it, see? The collar's function. It neuters you, of sorts. Makes you unable to cast Source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
I feel like this is like a pretty common plot line, really. Happens a lot. Okay, let's take that bottle. Might not be useful, but take whatever you can, right? Alright, let's sort this shit. So we have a lot of poison on us. More Magisters.
Good gods, there's been a murder here.
Wait, what the hell is this?
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Look, we're a skeleton. We would never turn our face away. We're looking in the room and asking what happened.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
I mean, we can use the feign specific one. We're not too worried. We're wearing a mask. I mean, how is he not suspicious? We're not shy. Let's just ask.
It's a small ship. His name was Finn. Oddball. Looked to me like he saw something he wished he hadn't before he came here.
Maybe he saw us.
We'll find out who did it, one way or another.
What about you, Magister Morel?
A young Magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
Wow, this one's nervous, man.
The pale young woman doesn't acknowledge you. She nods to the right without moving her gaze from the ground.
But I want to talk to you. Just calm yourself.
The pale young woman doesn't... The pale young woman...
Nothing to see here.
Alright, let's go inside. Let's take a look.
With the others.
If possible. Is there an indicator of if I'm being watched or not? I want to transform to a human. The living cannot stand the sight of undead. To avoid triggering panic and hostility everywhere you go, be sure to cover your head, torso, and legs. Yeah. I think we gotta be well covered. While wearing this, your visage is perceived to be whatever you want it to be. Alright, we're gonna be human, so that these people are comfortable with us. It's kinda cool, we're like a shapeshifter. It's very interesting. Alright. What the hell is that? Broken source collar.
No lesions, no trauma. He was bled by magic.
Alright, Magister
Ugly
Waters.
sight, isn't it?
Look at that helmet, or that whatever she's wearing.
Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwoken followed the source that did this.
Inform her that she wasn't this man's protector, she was his captor. Ask why she's letting you so close to the crime scene. For all she knows, you could be the killer. That's a stupid thing to ask. Let's go with number one. To be honest, I don't want to say any of this stuff. But let's go with this. Let's be a little cheeky.
Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source. We'll find out who did this. Speaking of...
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
Let's not go there just yet. Ask if she's investigating her fellow Magister as well. One of them could have easily done this. Let's be a little, witty. Tell her that that's a trick you haven't quite mastered.
I thought as much.
Yeah, now we're innocent.
Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers.
Let's get our foot in the door.
Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that?
Nod and say you'll let her know if you hear anything interesting. Say that you're no snitch. Yeah, because snitches get stitches. Laugh. She really thinks you help a Magister, someone who's keeping you under lock and key? Tell her your price is considerably higher than that. Let's go with that.
Not in here, it isn't.
Damn
You
it.
let me know if you hear anything. Whoever did this is dangerous.
Alright.
Oh, my, these smelling salts are strong stuff.
I would like to pick this up, but I guess I can't. She'll
Did
see
the
it.
murderer take him into this room?
Let's save
Was
it
he
real quick.
already here?
My bad. Press C to enter sneak mode and steal some property while the owner isn't looking. I can't sneak. You're watching me. Sweet. What's this? Burglary? I need to look through your bags. Let's try to talk your way out of the situation. During persuasion events, you can try to persuade the person you're talking to depending on your answers. Your stats and persuasion ability will be compared to those of your conversation partner. The character with the highest persuasion ability will likely win their persuasion. What's our character like? I mean, we have 12 finesse. That's our best stat. Insist that you are guilty of nothing more than appreciating the beauty standing in front of you. Heck yeah. Persuasion failure. I've got no patience for lies. You think I'm falling for that cock and bull story? You'll pay for that? I don't think this is a good idea. Let's just load it back up. Alright. I learned my lesson. Let's not do that. Let's not fight these guys. Seems a little silly to do. Looting this guy's corpse is also pretty silly. Let's just get out of here. I don't want to attract any attention, right? What's in here? What's in the bedroll? Alright, some gold. Sheep. You can't understand what this animal is trying to communicate to you. If you had the pet pal talent, you could have meaningful conversation. Alright. So this is my inventory. These are my skills. Skills cost 1 memory. I have 10 memory. Base slots. Okay. This is crafting. Ooh, the crafting panel is a little different, I think. Select or drag 2 items into the crafting slot and hit the combine button. Valid combinations will be added to your recipe book. Okay, well, I don't think I have anything just yet.
Yes, this is a rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Okay, this is runes thing. Select the gear. World map. Okay, journal. Toggle actions. Okay. Alright. Let's talk to some of these guys. See what's going on.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la.
You're alright. But what about you?
You look like my daddy. His name is Frida. He's waiting for me at home.
I can't wait to get home. He's gonna give me a cookie.
I'm here because I'm magic. Are you here because you're weird?
I'm here because I'm a wizard. Hurry. Alright, Losa, I hear you're good at singing.
Ah, there you are. Husband.
Oh, this is one of the characters.
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly, deathly allergical.
Squint at the lot of them who's Losa. Say she must have confused you with someone else. Look at the passel of 30 kids and say they seem well enough like brats to you. Alright, let's play along. I feel like we can try to get her to work with us. Play along and take her on with a grin. Tell the kids they must be mistaken.
How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribble's de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
Say that's true enough. Shake her hand. Losa, you presume, as if she couldn't find some more age-appropriate companions. Say you're more concerned with survival than entertainment. That's not us. Okay, we're like the witty skeleton that's just out here to have fun. You know, like we've enjoyed life enough already. There's no point in being serious. Shake her hand.
You presume right.
Ask if she knows anything about the murder?
Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Maybe I should have played her. She seems pretty fun. Tell her she ought to have a look around with me anyways. You can watch each other's backs.
Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it.
Ah, thanks.
You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer.
Oh, shit.
As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
So that's like her dark side?
Good luck, Chief.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
Alright, who else is there?
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
So I checked this. Oh, there's a bucket. It's a helmet. Yeah, I'll take that.
Skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up.
Check the bedroll already. Sabile. This one was like a... Oh, another bucket. Sabile was like the elf or something.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Alright, Sabile, talk to me.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
Ask if you may join her.
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid. Rolling dice, deciding fates.
Whose fate is she deciding?
Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
If she can decide fates with a dice, ask if she can read the future in cow entrails as well. I mean, that's a stupid thing to say. Decide it's probably best to take your leave.
She smiles contemptuously.
Just a kitten in a corner, aren't we?
She's too mysterious for me. I can't take it.
Would you put a knuckle in it?
Greasy keys. Let's take those.
Good find.
These guys don't care. Alright, who's this guy?
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
I just wanted to trade with you, sir.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
Yeah, that's nothing I want.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
What's going on? This seems suspicious.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this trampy fan.
Oh, they don't trust him.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
Let's move closer to him.
He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Nice.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
I don't really want to be here, but I do want to ask why he's a suspect.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing.
I don't need to say anything. It means I'm gonna put a scar on your neck, and then I'm gonna take my finger, and I'm gonna give you a massage on the neck.
Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword, and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Quietly backs away. Well, what he did to find himself at the mercy of a subordinate, I want to know.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the joy. Away from interested parties.
Say that you're still curious about the murder. Did he do it?
No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
You seem like an honorable
He
man.
glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
Ask Ifan if he knows anything about where you're headed, Fort Joy.
The Joy? I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
Huh. Tell Ifan that's one acquaintance you're not eager to make.
Not eager to bow before the great Bishop Alexander, son of the divine himself. My sentiments exactly. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You!
I think we're drawing too much attention to ourselves.
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
I think our name is Gil.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Yeah, my name is oh, there's a fish. My name is Gil.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Oh wait, this guy's Gil.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
You picked up a bedroll. Use it to rest and heal your party.
Insufferable, surely.
Gimme. I don't know if I want these buckets though.
I'll tell
The
you
beer.
if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to
beer
listen.
What do you mean this again? Effects unknown? Consume, baby. Immune to drunk. -1 intelligence, heals 10%, set drunk for 2 turns. Except, I probably got damaged because it heals, right? Basically, I don't eat food.
With one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
Alright, well, we'll keep the beer, but probably we don't eat. If I had to guess.
I'll give you that knuckle.
Alright,
if
I'll
you
talk
keep
to you
carrying
first,
on.
but I need to sit first, you know?
One of us wouldn't kill our own.
Boys,
They're
let's have a
picking us off
conversation.
one
Hey,
by
Gil.
one. You one of them? A divine order loyal? They killed a sorcerer, you know. They'll hide the evidence well enough, but make
Oh,
no
they
mistake.
suspect the people who work here, the
A broad
guards.
dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
Boy, tell him he ought to think twice before addressing you like a child. Do you know how old I am, dude? I'm an undead. Ask what you're meant to be hearing? Yeah, I don't appreciate the fact that you called me a boy.
He opens both eyes and turns his head toward you, looking you up and down. He smiles and closes his eyes once more.
You look like a boy to me.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Listen if you're interested, or get gone if you aren't.
Okay, what are we supposed to hear?
The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
Tell him the ship is moaning like a sick man?
Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums. But there's more. Listen close.
Close your eyes and try to let the ambient sounds on the ship fade away.
There now, just like that.
Yo, the narrator's supposed to do a squeak.
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
I don't understand. What is it that I'm supposed to be hearing?
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news.
What? What? Not, you heard it. What's it supposed to be?
It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east.
What does that mean?
Burn my beard. That means if we've been traveling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Tell him you shouldn't talk like that about such a magnificent beard?
Ah, so you've eyes as well as ears, eh? You'll go far,
I had to.
mate.
I had to. That's why he's so excited about reaching Fort Joy. You haven't heard anything good about this place. Yes, I'm very curious.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
Cocks an eyebrow. If he's hatching an escape plan, you want in.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
Alright. Alright, that's fine.
Why won't you sing?
Why won't you sing? Come on, Losa.
I forgot how to sing. I did. Take it easy, Chief. You don't want to get noticed for the wrong reason.
It is true.
Would you put a knuckle in it?
Alright, let's talk to this dude. Who's this Namia?
They don't care about us. We're like cattle.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
Seriously, how dare they eat better than us? Because they have money.
No. Insufferable.
Boring.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
I'm gonna take all your shit. Alright, Red Prince, let's
Well,
talk.
well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
I'll do what?
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Humor him. Let's see where this leads.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Tags determine how the world interacts with your party members. Custom characters have race, gender, and profession tags. Origin characters also have their own tag. Laugh and say you can hardly tell a turkey from a turnip. Nod, tell him you're quite the wizard in the kitchen, a true chef. Say you can, but that your sense of taste isn't what it used to be. I mean, let's use the undead answer, because it's true.
And of course, a cook who can't taste is about as useful as a dog in a chess game.
pretty much.
On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Most certainly. Can we? Is there such a skill in this game? Abilities, what characters can do and how well they do it. Well, I can tell you we're not much for craftsmanship. Do we have any cool talents? I can dodge. I can dodge your questions. 10% chance. I'm good at that. Undead, yeah. Hey, Galeb. Yeah. Gonna try playing the Undead. I mean, it wasn't possible in Divinity 1, I think, so I feel like this is the way to go. Mystic. Cracks in reality lead you to other times and places, some of the void, some of the gods. Your wisdom is not quite your own, but you can make use of it. Scholar, intelligent, and curious. Your appetite for learning far exceeds your taste for bloodshed. Books and scrolls are your dearest possessions. Undead. Some undead seek to return to life, others live for the sweet embrace of oblivion. They move amongst the other races unseen, apex predators who can't afford detection. Lately, an unfamiliar voice beckons to them from a world unknown. I'm a male, and I'm a human. Okay. Stick a thumb through one of the holes in your garb and say those provide cool in summer.
Yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic, a bag is as good as a shirt kind of style. I shouldn't be getting my hopes up. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
I saw some short vids of Divinity Original Sin 2. It looks like a group-based RPG. As in, it's better to play co-op. With Divinity 1, I enjoyed playing co-op with my friend, but the problem was it was so hard for us to find time together, and you know, if you don't play at the same pace, like if one person wants to read more conversation, the other one just wants to skip through all of it to fight stuff, it ruins the enjoyment in some ways. So that's why this time around I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna play it solo. But maybe it's different, I don't know. Have you ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what well, I'm a shapeshifter. So, say you certainly have personal pride. You're no stranger to combs, powders, and perfumes.
The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you can groom, but you have the taste buds of a dung beetle and the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit. That won't do at all, see? I'm sad to say I must deny you the opportunity to be my slave. Ever so sorry.
Assume a sad face and tell him you're mightily disappointed. Sarcasm. I think that's the kind of character we will be.
I know, but you just don't have what it takes. A good slave's made of sterner stuff, I'm afraid. Still, hone your skills, and one day you may just qualify for a position in a lesser household than mine. You keep dreaming, you hear?
Sir, yes, sir. Alright.
We just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up.
Who is this dude? Magister William.
Insufferable.
Name?
Surely.
Ask them who wants to know.
The Divine Order wants to know.
Your in-game avatar is just a provisoric entity until the stats are done? Pretty much.
Well, you aren't here on my list. Scram, eh? We're trying to catch a killer here.
Alright, fine. Dick. Apparently I'm irrelevant. Alright.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
There has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned.
I mean, am I all that perplexed or like upset that I'm collared? Maybe not. The head reminds me of the end boss of Borderlands 2 pre-sequel. I've never actually played that game. Well, not the pre-sequel at least. I played 1 and 2. I've been through worse.
Trust me, with Bishop Alexander in charge, things will get a lot better from here on out. He's God-walking, you know.
The crazy thing is, I feel like all these Magisters all actually believe the shit that they're spewing.
You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Alright, I feel like this is the only place left. Let me walk around a bit more.
You think me mad?
Let's take this other bedroll. Okay, so I talked to them, Can I open this door? Can I go upstairs?
The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way.
Okay, well, I'm all about exploring everything, so I feel like this is,
Sing us a song. I know you
what's
can.
this? Metal crate.
I forgot how to sing.
Raw rabbit meat. So the one thing I gotta remember is that food really doesn't do anything for me. Like, I should avoid eating food, because if anything, I'm just gonna get hurt. What was this barrel?
I ain't saying nothing. Bloody dwarves. I'll come
All right.
back to you, and you better be ready to talk.
Greasy door. Oh. I just somehow managed to unlock it. Was I supposed to do that?
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
Whatever.
Right. I always knew you'd turn out rotten.
Herring. Gold.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine.
Washing tub. What? You can just pick up a washing tub?
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
I don't think I want it.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship.
Barrel. Ooh, another restoration scroll. Nice. Not that I can use it. Restores vitality of a target character. Yeah. I don't know. Move obstacles. Why, is there something under here? I'll move it here. Oh, 6 new recipes learned. That's nice. I'm gonna check everything. I need to. Oh my god, there's all kinds of crap here. And there's a knife. We could fight. Can I cut my collar with the knife?
Ask what you must. I've nothing.
I wonder.
Boring.
Seems to me you should be a little more afraid. There's a killer about, after all.
Rubbish.
Overboiling a bit of
Okay, that's junk, for sure.
I shall hold my head.
Chip plate. Yeah, it's not worth anything. The wine is worth something. The journal. I want to read that. The tome contains no text. Instead, sketches of dragons fill every page. The artist is hardly talented, but clearly enthusiastic. We just got some recipes, right? Where is it? Crafting. Combine recipes. So we probably learned food, poison drink, poison food. Any drink, any poison source. Any food, any poison source. Mashed potatoes, mass of the shapeshifter. Source orb. So what I hear, the way you make a mask, basically what you do, and this is actually crazy, but what you do is you find some dude, you rip off his face, and then you include the source, and that becomes a mask, and that's how you take on, you know, other people's faces. You basically, it's like,
I'll need to get clever with this lock.
It's like a scene straight out of like Hannibal Lecter or something, you know. But yeah, you cut off their face, and then that's how you shapeshift.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague.
Alright, let's go inside. Seems like this is the only way.
And if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
What's happening?
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking Magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
Wow, I remember taking ears in Diablo 2 PvP. This is basically the same idea. Instead of taking the ears, you take their friggin' face. Alright, looks like she's the murderer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
Oh, she's like that witch.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
This may be the perfect opportunity to create a mutiny. Tell the woman you stand by her. No, I don't want to do that. Sir, yes sir, and turn to leave. This murderer must be brought to justice. Address the sorcerer and ask her what she meant by there are others whose lives must end. I am more curious about that.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
Wait, what?
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
Oh, shit!
I'm just about to create a scene.
Oh, fuck.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Oh. Oh. Oh my god! Alright, boys.
My mask! She stole it. If these savages see me without it, they will have my skull for a goblet.
Oh, that is not good. Not good at all. Magister Yona, Magister William, they basically got blown to just pieces. There's nothing left. Broken source collar. No. Now we see your pretty face. Seriously. I don't think I'm too happy about that though. Look, I know it's urgent, but how do you leave the cheese bread behind, man? You know, you gotta put it in a box, you gotta pack it away, have it for lunch later. Can't forget about this shit. Now maybe the empty cup's not that interesting, but red snapper? Fuck yeah, boy. Chest with confiscated goods. Oh shit. Yeah. I want that. Give me. So we are gonna equip double shivs. I'm gonna put on this tattered cowl to try and hide my face a little bit. Okay. Can backstab. Backstabbing deals critical damage when you attack from behind your target. Scales with finesse, so that's good. Now our whole body is covered. Does choosing the race have any advantages other than cosmetics? So by choosing your race, you get race-specific talents. So for example, let me see if I can find it. For example, our innate skills, these things. So as undead, we can play dead, so we can fool enemies into thinking you're dead. Cooldown of skills will be paused. Any action you take will cancel the status. So you can set playing dead for 3 turns, does not break invisibility or sneaking. You can time warp, you can target a character. Whenever this character ends a turn in combat, they immediately get a free turn. So those are basically the skills that we get from, you know, being this character. So you do get different things. For example, if you start with the red lizard general guy, he has like a fire breath or something like that. It's actually pretty cool. So depending on, you know, which class you choose, there are some, you know, differences, but I don't think it makes a huge difference. I'm not sure. It's still locked, huh? I mean, I'm assuming we go upstairs. What's this? Requisition note. Let's take a look at that. Read the note. A few of them are in good spirits, especially the children. The others are sullen. Don't blame them. Change is rough, but they'll make new friends sooner or later. And when we cure them for good, they'll be thanking us, not cursing. Well, most of them. That elf with the dice, that lone wolf, the creaky-voiced woman in the kitchen, some folks won't get over it. Reckon they won't be first to get cured if they're ever cured at all. Requisition. Sorcerer hold. Pumpkin seed flour, turnip, sunflower, flour, turnips, cabbages, human ale. Position. I mean, maybe we can use this to get some stuff. I don't know. Let's check these guys. Are they okay? Knocked down. Are they just like passed out?
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stock still. You can't see if he's living or dead.
Let's listen for a heartbeat. Oh, and also, with a race, for example, to Undead, they're like extremely racist towards Undead. So if they see your face, they'll attack you, right? Stuff like that. So there is a difference.
You hear a faint thud, thud, thud. He's alive, but only just.
What about the lizard dude?
Oh! What? What happened? That must have been the turnips.
Grab a nearby cup and throw some water in his face. We don't have time for that. Slap him in the face.
You dare strike a royal? Ooh.
The lizard's eyes close as he slips.
Mistakes. Alright, save. Hey, but it looks like... Oh, I was gonna say our collar seems to be broken, but it's not. Crap. So all that happened was that witch lady stole my freaking mask.
Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an animal. Under his shaggy hair, you can see green eyes fluttering as if in a nightmare. A low whine escapes his lips.
Shake him and try to wake him up.
His eyes flicker open, but he doesn't register your presence at all.
Lucien. Lucien.
Ifan cries out, then his eyes fall closed again. No matter how much you shake him now, he cannot be roused.
So these are actually all characters that you can potentially play as, which is kind of funny. I can equip a frying pan? No. No! I'm gonna dual wield this shit. Oh. This is weighing me down, actually. Damn it. Oh no, I think I'm just over encumbered. Let me see if I can drop something big. That's like useless. Up. Lock it. Pot. No, let's keep that. Dual pans? I'll think about it.
The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open, like those of a corpse. Dark, greyish-black clouds swirl through them.
Call out to her, wake up.
She doesn't stir.
Well, looks like everybody's down for the count. Alright, you know what? I have to equip this pan. Can't resist. From the looks of things, I think we go upstairs. There's a pissed off dog. I'm pretty sure I moved this water barrel onto the fire, so this is probably one of those cases where they're teaching you how to move objects. So I do this. Now the fire is gone. I'm gonna open this door, but this dog might go for me. You wanna join me or anything? No?
Damn. That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Why am I in attack mode? These guys are like... They're like pissing their pants, man. Panicking. Oh, a gold
God
cup.
damn it. I need to get off this wreck. Quick.
I want that. Oh, money! So these guys just straight up lock the door. Pussies. What's happening here? That's a corpse. Magistrate Carl. Sari. Stained shirt. What do I have? Threadbare gown. Physical armor. Your shirt, man. Yeah, you want min-maxed armor, baby. Gonna avoid the fire here. Magister Swordman? Excuse me? That's your name? Very original.
this thing snaps into splinters.
Yes, but we need to loot all the things. But yes, the ship is sinking, I understand that. Old cap. Helmet. Except they can see my face when I'm like this. Nah, I gotta wear the tattered cowl. Water barrel onto here. Oh, that's not good. I'm not burning. I'm good. Sweet HP. 28 out of 32. Note. Skull marquee. What's the note say? Murtaugh. Death fog barrels have been locked down in storage. Stay out. You might bring smoke. If anyone starts fooling around down here, it'll be lights out. Apparently undead are immune to death fog. So I guess we're fine.
Great gods! Something's pounding on the hull.
Oh no, I'm encumbered. This box. Look, I know it's urgent, but gotta manage your inventory, man. It's important. Sort by weight. What's the heaviest? This water barrel. Oh my god. I don't need that. There you go. Better now. Gold.
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You recognize the symbol immediately for what it is, a warning of death fog within. You press your palm against the door to open it. Your fingers clack against the wood, and you suddenly feel grey. The touch leaves you numb, dull.
Pull open the door.
It doesn't budge.
Use your key.
The door groans open, but an ashen shadow clouds your mind.
What is this shit? What was that? Troubled waters. What's this? A fellow sorcerer made Wendigo confess to the killing. She also implied that we share something in common with the target. Before we could learn more, she somehow triggered a huge explosion. We have to get out of here. It might be wise to find weapons in case there's more dangers ahead. We made it to the middle deck. The ship is badly damaged, possibly even sinking. We have to keep moving. One of the cabins seems to have become infested with tentacles and some sort of lethal fog. We should keep our distance, but we're undead, from what I understand. No, just in case it's wrong, but I'm quite sure as an undead you can walk through this fog just fine.
Death fog? Good thing I'm immune. Still, this means some trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I'm immune to death fog. I guess that's an advantage of being undead. This death fog animation is like, it's pretty bad. Instant death for the living? I see. It's not a good sign. Alright, so yo, look how dope we look when we equip our weapon. Bam! Frying pan. Okay, well, the death fog, I guess, is irrelevant. It doesn't affect us too much. Because we're going upstairs. The game is saving us. Oh my god. What? Note that poison surfaces have been created in your vicinity. You can burn it away with fire, but perhaps it can be of use. Yeah, it'll be of great use, because I'm just going to go straight onto it. I want poison. So as an undead, poison heals us. This is actually good. Move into the cone behind the enemy and tag while wielding a dagger to perform a backstab. Successful backstab performs instant critical hits. I want to be here and I'm just gonna attack. Yeah, hit him with that frying pan. It's cool, the poison's gonna heal me. Yeah, look at that. This is your hotbar. Click on a skill icon to perform that action. Cancel by pressing right mouse button. Okay, so I'm gonna use contamination. It deals kill and then cook your enemies. I can't eat them though. Deal 4 to 5 poison damage to enemies and undead allies around you. You can poison surface, water, blood surfaces, and cause poison. Now I want poison dart. I'm gonna create a puddle. And I'm gonna hit this guy. Yeah. And I guess I'll just attack him. Did I attack twice? That's not good. Attack this one. And I attack this one. Oh, critical hit. That's good. I think I can just attack this dude. Oh no, I missed. That's not good. This guy's so tanky. There we go. Log. Okay, let's get back onto this poison so we can heal a little bit. I guess this is the way we heal. We just step on poison until we're satisfied. I don't actually want to go into fire. What the fuck's happening? Yo, it's fire everywhere. Let's bring some water here. And move it up there. Get a bit closer. Not strong enough. Why is it together? Move this shit. Move it. Oh my god, this is so frustrating. There we go. I'm gonna hold on to. What the fuck is that? Oh my god. So where do I... How do I cross? Am I still burning? I'm good, right? What the hell is this? this way?
A lifeboat! That means there's still a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. Oh, these are the 3 kids.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
You said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
See, this kid knows what's up.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time to get the hell out of here.
Call the dwarf a yellow-bellied coward. You'll return to the lower deck and check for survivors. The ship trembles beneath your feet, but the kid's right. Say you'll go back to the lower deck and look for survivors. Tell the kid Gil is right. You just came from the lower deck. You're not going back down now. Reach for the release mechanism. Forget the others. You just want off this bloody ship. Like, I know there are survivors. I know they're alive. The kid's right.
Thank you, thank you, thank you! There's a ladder right over there.
You're gonna be the death of us.
Alright, we're doing this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna save him. At least we're gonna try. Oh. These guys have anything on them? I mean, last time we couldn't steal this ship, but now we can. Poetry book. What's this guy's corpse? Chunk of flesh. Anything else? Killed him. Okay. Are you alive?
The Magister lies on the floor.
Well, I'm gonna take this book. Read. The Source King insists there are no magics too foul, even those that would block or even remove the source within an individual. I delight in his madness. It is an invitation to manipulate all which we believed immutable. He provides all manner of experimental subjects. The text beneath lists a series of hexes and materials required for muting source. Some of those objects are circled in black ink and annotated as follows: helm, collar, mask. They're basically doing experiments on us, man. Not cool. Alright, have these guys woken up? Yeah, she's up.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a... Wait. Void woken.
Oh, shit. Okay, okay. How do we do this? What skills do we have? Fortify, contamination, poison dart, flurry, time warp, dead. So I can't use the source. I'll walk up to this dude. Use flurry on him. That seems pretty good.
I thought Void Woken was supposed to be scary.
Oh shit. I mean, we should be able to take them.
Worse.
Cast elemental arrowheads on the ground. Okay.
Prepare yourself.
Let the games begin.
Oh, this one is fucked. Just got one-shotted, man. Or I guess like OTKO, one turn KO'd.
I'm ready.
They
Oh my god, look at how many APs she had. Holy shit, you even burned this guy.
Beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
Thanks, AI. She gonna die? Los is pretty close. Oh, no, she goes up. Nice, nice, encouraged. So we'll just throw a poison dart at this guy. hit this guy. I mean, we're still in like tutorial levels, so there's no way that, you know, this is gonna be all that hard, which it wasn't.
Away! The sea's hungry. We don't have much time.
Yeah, we gotta get the hell out of here, really. Life essence. Ooh, I want that. Those source hounds seem to give pretty good loot. Alright, let's get out. Let's get the heck out of here, man. Get onto the lifeboat. What's happening? Oh my god, look at this thing. So we actually got away.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
What's happening?
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
So that means we're considered dead men standing. Because we're undead? Actually, we're not in here. Where are we? Like, this is that lone wolf guy. This is the red guy. Or the lizard. This is the guy beast. This was the elf. This was the dark magician lady. Where's the undead? Whatever. Oh, this reminds me of Divinity 1. Shipwrecked.
Well,
on
that
the
was
beach.
decidedly unpleasant. Am I the lone survivor? Depending on one's definition of survivor, of course.
She sells seashells by the seashore. Okay, let's save the game right here. New save for Joy. And we're actually going to call it an episode. Thank you guys very much for watching. This was the first episode of Divinity Original Sin 2. And hopefully it won't be the last. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more updates in the future. It would be great if you guys can leave some comments on what you think of the series, whether you're looking forward to it or not, especially since this is the first episode of the series. But I definitely am looking forward to it, and I hope I can play this game, you know, in the near for a while. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. See you soon.